If you're looking for an event for the entire family, that will definitely get you into the Halloween spirit. And we've got one for you in Portland on Saturday. Get ready for Spooktacular at Merrill Auditorium.
That includes an organ concert and much more. Joining us this morning is James Kennerly. He's the municipal organist for the city of Portland. Thanks for coming on.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
First of all, the one thing every time I read on this on Merrill Auditorium's website, you are the municipal organist. How did you get to be that, and what does that mean?
Well, it means that I play the organ in the City Hall auditorium, which is now called Merrill Auditorium. And so the original municipal organist was employed by the city. In fact, the first municipal organist was paid more than anyone else in the city. It is not the case now. I have a campaign I'm going to launch to change that. But now we have a non-profit organization, the Friends of the Kochmar Organ, that runs that side of the kind of the pipe organ side in City Hall. But it's an amazing job. I just started practicing, as they say. You practice, 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 and then the job comes up and you apply and the stars are aligned.
And the rest is history.
It is the coolest job in the world, as I've told you before. It is the most amazing pipe organ. It is the most extraordinary audience. This is an amazing place. So it's an incredible setup.
Yeah, and you'll be playing it's Kochmar organ?
Kochmar organ, yeah.
What, can you explain more as to what that is for people who've never seen something like that? It's a mouthful as well.
It is. It's one of the world's hardest words to spell. And we have a lot of problems with our website because of that. But that's why we call ourselves FOCO, Friends of the Kochmar Organ. But this was a German emigre in the 19th century who was a musician and organist here in Portland. And this pipe organ was given in memory of him by one of his pupils, Cyrus Curtis, who went on to found the Curtis Institute. And this was in 1912, so it was a time when the pipe organ was like the biggest thing. The most exciting form of making music, and it was the biggest pipe organ at the time in the world, I think, or maybe the second biggest in the world. And it's continued ever since. We restored it in 2012 for its 100th anniversary, but it's basically like going back in time in the best way. So you hear these sounds that just don't exist anymore, the sounds that kind of grab you and shake you, and these really high, quiet sounds that you're trying to work out where they're coming from. It is like Dolby surround sound on steroids. It's the coolest thing.
And one more time, how many pipes are there again?
We have 7,101, last time I checked, which is quite extraordinary. And these things range from, like an inch or so to 32 feet long.
Yeah.
It is huge. And when you go into the concert hall, you see these golden pipes on the front. Those are called the facade pipes. They don't make any sound. They're just there to kind of hide the stuff that's behind. So it's like the curtain, and then everything in the stage is behind it. And it's just extraordinary. We have backstage tours. We just did one yesterday. One of the coolest things they get to do. And so we bring people on stage, we perform for them, tell them about the history, and then go inside the pipe organ, which is not as scary as it sounds. And most of them get out afterwards. Some of them may be stuck in there, a few skeletons. But it is the coolest thing. And people come with ideas about what an organ is or what it could be. And they leave and like their jaw is, and it's the coolest thing. I just love doing that.
So what kinds of tunes are you guys going to be playing on Saturday?
Oh my gosh, well we have two events. One is at 10:30 in the morning, that is for kids, families. It's going to be a nice mixture of like friendly spooky, as I say. I have a 2- and a 6-year-old, so they are my kind of gauge for what is too scary versus what is cool. We might have some Paw Patrol and Frozen and things like that, maybe a little Star Wars. For the older people. And so I'm going to mash up all of those tunes. We have some amazing high school students from Cape Elizabeth High School that are going to do some Addams Family. I have written a new kind of musical piece with a poem about Portland and Herman Kochmar, the guy that the organ is named for, and Halloween and cool stuff that I'm going to play some music along to. We're going to have some storybooks read by the librarian from the Portland Library. So it's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful kind of Halloween thing. Your Halloween is made. So kids come in costumes, parents come in costumes, friends come in costumes, and we have a procession across the stage. And then afterwards we have trick-or-treating that is kind of all organized with downtown Portland. So
and now if you want to get the spooky part, now the nighttime concert is what you want to do. Let's talk about that, especially the silent movie that you're going to play too.
Absolutely. So in the evening at 7 p.m. we have our Halloween silent movie, which is kind of a misnomer because the movie isn't silent. It's a time in the 1920s when movies started to be made. They couldn't record the sound and the video at the same time. And so they decided to go with one or the other, and that's why we have silent movies, where you have kind of the black and white and the spooky shadows. but no dialogue. You have these little cards that say someone said this or did that, but really it's all in the drama of the picture. And my job is to add all of the life of the music into it. And if you think about a movie score, just press mute on Star Wars or something. It's like all the drama is gone with Darth Vader or whatever moving around. Without that Imperial March, he doesn't have any power. So my job is to add that power into these silent movies, the sort of the spookiness and the scary, like what's around the corner. And I make it all up, literally. Like most things in my life, I just do it on the fly. But that's a job that we organists, some of us, specialize in. So I take themes that are tied to one of the characters. Maybe I have a theme for Jeff, and it's kind of this spooky do-do-do-do-do. And that keeps coming up every time your character appears. And then I have like the princess theme that I could use for you. And every time people see this, they really engage. This is a modern living tradition, even though the movie was made 100 years ago. So we find this is a great way to kind of enter into the world of the pipe organ, and people love it.
I love this. So really quickly, just tell us where people can get tickets and what your website is.
Our website is foko, FOKO.org, and you can buy tickets there. You can find out everything you want about the pipe organ, about our backstage tours, which are free, and you should definitely come, and anything else you want to know about the Kochmar organ.
Yeah, and 10:30 is the kids show or family show. 7 o'clock you can dress up too, right?
You can and you should.
Okay, there you go.
I will.
Oh, there you go. We know what your costume is yet?
Maybe.
Okay.
And we might have a little Bach toccata and fugue in D minor.
Okay.
Maybe.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da.
Sounds great. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so
Sounds
much
like
for
a great
having me.
event.
Yeah.